Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I'd like to take another look at Madou Monogatari III on the Sega Game Gear, so I can show you guys another step here that I'm having to take now that I've gotten into just taking a quick look at the script that we dumped in our previous videos. So in this video, let's actually just go ahead and take a look at our script file. I actually started making this video and I had some technical difficulties, so hopefully that means this is going to be a little more streamlined for you. But what we can see here in our original dump, we have some text, and this control code here just raised a flag for me. So what we can see is it says dame ishiki ga tamote, and then it just sort of like leaves off, and you get this code. So we have C7, and it's followed by 1, and if I remember correctly, 1 in our table file was 01. So C701, and the reason why that sticks out to me is when games employ a kind of compression called dictionary compression, what they frequently do is they'll basically take 2 bytes. So it might be like a few sets of these sort of two byte values. So we'll have like C7. If this is C701, there might be then C702 and C703, and all the way up through all of the C7s that are set aside to correspond to values in the script that, or I should say maybe words and short phrases that show up in the script repeatedly. So in an instance like this, I mean, one, you're going to want to just maybe try to confirm your hypothesis. Go through here. I can see I've got a C702, which is what really got me going. Okay, so then you get C704, then you get C705, and I'm like, I think this is dictionary compression. And were I more sophisticated, I think there's going to be a way to reverse engineer this and figure out the pointers that are pointing to the dictionary values, and basically insert those into the script via just more sophisticated reverse engineering. But I'm not savvy with that. But there's still something that I can do, assuming that our dictionary is not overly large. So to start with, let's go ahead and we're going to get the first bit of text in the game. So let's go to our notes about this. And the first bit of text in the game is actually Tobida ni. And I've made note here of the address where that is, and we might actually even be on it right now, but the offset, I should say. So let's go to the, we are. So we're going to go to that offset. And because I've done this once already, we currently say C7 1E, but this used to be the values for whatever it is for Tohi, actually, because it's it's the unvoiced character, and then the diacritical mark comes after it. So the values that correspond to Tohi in our script were here. And so what we would do is we would basically replace those with one of what we suspect are our dictionary values. So in this case, I think the first thing that we ran into was C1. So we would, or sorry, C701. So let's go ahead and do C701. Alright. We're going to save this as an edit. I've already done this, but we'll save our file. We normally just go to File, Save As, give it some sort of different name. I just put edit on here so it's really clear which one this is. And then you're going to load up your edited version into your ROM, into your emulator. And I actually made a save state just before the, right when you first start the game, basically. So what that's going to do is just going to save us a little bit of time while we're testing this line. And what we expect to see is I'm going to move ahead, and instead of seeing, I go back to the notes here, instead of seeing Toby, we're going to see something else. We don't know what we're going to see because it's in something in the dictionary. So what we end up seeing here is Mado Ryoku. It's actually Ryogu because we're getting the diacritical mark from Mado, but that is inconsequential in this case. So Mado Ryoku. So what I ended up doing, as you can see here, is putting in Madou Ryoku, and I think that actually just searching for Uryoku was the most successful thing. So we're going to go to the top of our file, and we're going to search with Arcana search for Madou Ryoku, and here it is. So Madou Ryoku, and it happens just looking at this that this kind of looks like what I'd expect our dictionary values to look like. It's basically just a series of words and short sort of phrases, word snippets, separated by just these FFs here. So we have Genki, we have Madou Ryoku, we have Nai, and these are just some things that we assume show up multiple times in the script, and so they've decided to put them in here. Basically, I think I've explained this before, but what it means is that you're going to save some space in your script, using just these 2 bytes instead of these 6 bytes to represent this string of text, assuming that this shows up, multiple. I don't know how many times it's going to have to show up in your script for it to, to make any sort of an impact on the size of your game. But if you need to save a little space, compress your game data a little bit, this is something that can help. So the next thing that we want to test, because C701 came up here as Madou Ryoku, if we go back one, we can see Genki appears, and it would make a lot of sense that this would start at C700. And you can see here, spoiler, I went ahead and made C700, put in Genki here. And what I actually did is I even dumped this, what I assume is our dictionary here, out as dictionary. And if we go ahead and open it up, we can see these values here. So all I did was I basically just counted out the rest of the values here. If we're starting at C700, C701, we go down to 2, 3, 4, 5 up through F, and then we go to C710, 1, 1, 1, 2, all the way up to 1E, because there was only, if we count these out, there's technically, this would be like 62, because we're putting a new line after all these. So divide that in half, it's 31. So we end up with 31 values here, and that's a nice small dictionary. So what that's allowed us to do is to just kind of manually make a table file out of these dictionary values, and then we're actually just going to place them into our table file that we're using to dump the script. So you can see here I've gone ahead and put these in at C4. After C4, basically we get our dictionary values, and then we're just going to use that to dump the script. And so what that's going to do is make this script here, where we have these values that don't tell us anything, be swapped out with the actual Japanese characters, short words and phrases that they're supposed to represent, and then we're going to be able to actually translate our script. So that's what we're looking for. So I showed in the last video, in order to dump your text, you're just going to go here, you're going to put in your start offset, ending offset, and then in the last video I showed you how to format, how I format those scripts also. And so what we've gotten, let me go to here. So I basically dumped these out as text 1 and text 2 just to differentiate them from how they were before. Well, I guess I haven't actually formatted them, so let's go ahead and format that. Yeah. So we're going to say replace break with break. Oh, actually, replace break. And we have our ending tag here that we've added. So we're going to replace that with that. We're going to add an extra carriage return, and we're going to replace all. So we'll save that. And this is our newly dumped script. We can see here, let's see. So this is this temote nai. So this was what that value was representing in the script, and we've now dumped this more properly in such a way that we're going to be able to actually translate it. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope you were able to follow this. If you guys run into dictionary compression, again, like I said, this is not the most savvy way to deal with this, but you know, I'm just me, and I'm trying to just dump this script so I can translate it. And yeah, you know, this is something that you can do if you're not dealing with a huge dictionary, so that you can actually get a good script dump out of your out of your ROM. So you know, I haven't looked through all the rest of this file. It's possible there's other stuff in here. You know, there's some control codes here. The C9, you know, whatever in our script is the value for O, and then FF. You know, it's possible that this is something else. You know, sometimes you actually have things that work as variables. You know, so it'll be like a character name, or a numeric value or something that'll get inserted into some of these things. So sometimes you really can't tell without actually playing through the game and trying and comparing it to your dumped script to try to figure out like what some of these control codes do. I might have to go back in here and figure some more of this stuff out. But anyway, I wanted to share with you what I figured out so far. Hopefully that's been helpful, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game hacking junk. Alright, so thanks for watching.